Hey, alright, so that was actually our unboxing of the Realme 6, inspired by the inadvertent publishing of the Realme 6 unboxing of Realme Philippines. Napakadaming Realme na sinabi ko dun. And also, shout out to our friends, the Modern Creatures, because they also posted a 1-minute unboxing of the Realme 6 Pro or 6i a few days ago. Shout out to them. You might want to subscribe. The link is in the description down below. And just in case you guys missed it, I took that unboxing video. All the shots there were taken using this device right here. This is the Realme 6 Pro. So, lahat ng mga kinuha namin nun, we only used that phone and post-process using Final Cut Pro. So, today I am going to give you my first impressions of the Realme 6. Kanina nung nag-live unboxing kami, a lot of you have asked a lot of questions. This would range from performance to camera and also to battery and how long the battery would last. I will not be digging much on these things because I haven't really used this device for too long. Allow me to be able to use it for at least 1 or 2 weeks before I can give my proper conclusion. So parang hands-on review ko lang to in a way and the first impressions. And I will try my best to give you my unique take on this device. But first, let me do a quick specs run of the Realme 6. Realme 6 is powered by MediaTek Helio G90T with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. It's a UFS 2.1, if I'm not mistaken, with 6.5-inch 90Hz display with full HD resolution. It is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, just like the Realme 6 Pro. In terms of camera specifications, meron ito na 64-megapixel main camera with 8-megapixel na ultra-wide with 2-megapixel portrait and 2-megapixel for macro. And in front naman, meron siyang isang camera, 16-megapixel. Now that you know the specs of the Realme 6, we're going to zero on to 3 major topics. The first one would be the MediaTek Helio G90T that is powering this smartphone. The second one would be its video-centric features. And third one would be its design. First on the list is the Helio G90T that is powering this smartphone. This one is made na hindi lamang para sa mga gamers but also for power users like most of consumers in the Philippines. If Snapdragon 720G has a 64-megapixel sensor camera, this smartphone also has the same thing. But later we'll talk about cameras where I will give you a deep dive of the video performance or the video capabilities of this device. Now, if you take a look at it, what Realme did is they are offering a version of a Realme 6 that caters to consumers who want a Realme 6 Pro. And with this processor, Realme 6 has everything it needs to satisfy the needs of consumers. Knowing Realme, a huge chunk of their marketing push gravitates towards the mobile gamers, and that is also the reason why they're tapping a lot of mobile streamers lately. With gamers as their focus, this processor has the necessary features to benefit them, like Hyper Boost technology, 14% better touch speed, and I discussed this during my live. The polling rate of this one is definitely higher than the one on 6i. You can check out a review of 6i, and later on you will compare. When we compare 6i over 6 and 6 Pro, you will notice a huge discrepancy in terms of polling rate. And apart from that, 18% better frame rate stability, all thanks to the improvements made on the Helio G90T. Now, since the SoC or the MediaTek Helio G90T supports 90Hz of display, Realme also made sure to maximize the one on this smartphone. So yes, this device supports games that you can play beyond 60 frames per second, like Altos Odyssey, Mortal Kombat, and even Non-Stop Night and Real Racing 3. Second, dumako naman tayo sa video features. Okay, so medyo jump-packed to, no? And this one is really, as I mentioned earlier, powerhouse of a video taking device. No? Ang dami niyang features, to be honest. And I'm actually surprised to see a lot of premium features in a smartphone that doesn't cost much. And to be honest, kung makikita mo yung mga features na nandito, makikita mo rin siya sa Galaxy S20, makikita mo rin siya sa OnePlus 7, And magkakatulad na lang sa quality, and I would really like to see how the quality would differ. Now, here's a rundown of the major video features of the Realme 6. This device has Ultra Image Stabilization Max, or they call this UIS Max. You can shoot also up to 4K 30 frames per second, Full HD naman at HD for 60 frames per second. And if you're going to shoot naman sa slow motion, you can shoot up to 240 frames per second. And if you're going to use naman the slow fee, yung version ng slow fee, you can go up to 120 FPS. And once the update rolls out, this will soon have a bokeh na video feature. So meaning when you shoot a video of yourself, you'd be able to take a selfie with relatively blur or very nice blur at the back. Dati available lang yun sa photo, and now they're making it also available for bokeh selfie shots. So ito yung real-time bokeh selfie, and I'm pretty excited actually with that. Now, I don't know if you can hear this, but when you gently shake the phone, you would hear a faint sound that's coming from the rear camera. And I would like to think that this one is a module for optical image stabilization, but I actually clarified this with the Realme, and they said no, wala siyang OIS. This one only has EIS. So what UIS Max does is that it's a combination of the ultra-wide sensor. They're cropping it, and they're using also the gyroscope to stabilize your shots. So, just to let you know guys, wala itong OIS, only a good implementation of EIS using its lens and other hardware features. So, probably narinig ko is yung kanyang vibration module, no? Which sometimes present in phones, medyo siguro may konting space. And that's probably the one that I'm hearing. Another thing that I would like to tell you is its capability to shoot at 120 frames per second at HD. This is useful if you're into shooting B-rolls and do some speed ramping on your B-roll shots. Hindi naman ako maalam sa ganyan, but I kind of appreciate doing this kind of video like what I did with the Realme 6 unboxing kanina. I used the 6 Pro with that. But I am excited to also do the same thing using this smartphone. Now, I cannot also wait to try out the 240 frames per second slow motion. I know it's not as fast as the one sa other smartphones, but that should be good enough for you to take some good shots, B-roll shots, and make it even more exciting when you do it at post. There are only 3 drawbacks here. The first one is that focusing can still be improved. I've seen na maraming issues ako nakita when I'm trying to focus on a specific subject. And second, this one does not have a pro mode pag video. Stuck ka lang sa photography, no? At that could pose a big issue, especially for content creators kapag gusto mo let's say, you want to focus on a different spot. Halatang-halata na kumukuha ka using your smartphone. But if you can only do manual focusing, no? You controlin mo lang siya with manual focusing on the manual mode, which this one does not have, that can be a little of a problem for you. Third is that when you're taking a video of your subject, be sure na ample yung lighting kasi medyo noisy yung napoproduce itong video. So that can easily be fixed. You get yourself a ring light, get yourself spotlights like this. Anything na artificial light would do. Now, before I move on to the next part, napansin ko lang to sa Realme 6 na wala sa Realme 6 Pro. Sa Realme 6, kapag ka nag-shoot ka ng video, kahit 60 frames per second, it does not lock you out from using ultra-wide mode. Okay? Pag ginamit mo yung Realme 6 Pro at naka-enable yung 60 FPS, you cannot switch your video to ultra-wide. I don't know guys, but I just saw that earlier when I was taking some sample videos using these devices. Napansin ko lang talaga na wala siya noon, no? And it locks me out if I've enabled 60 frames per second. And valid naman yung sinasabi ni Realme 6 Pro, madaling uminit, no? And because of that is they disabled that feature. Para sana available din siya, and let the user decide na lang whether they want to enable ultra-wide or not. Or maybe they will push an update in the future. Again, this is for the Realme 6 Pro. But in the case of Realme 6, you don't have any issues with that because this one, you can shoot ultra-wide mode even at 60 frames per second. Okay, last but not the least, pag-usapan naman natin yung design. This is the Realme 6 and this is the Realme 6 Pro. I really like how Realme is doing this, and I guess you guys would also think of the same thing. If you take a look at it, the overall design of the Realme 6 does not deviate from Realme 6 Pro. Yeah, I would say that it's smaller when it comes to build, but I like the fact that Realme tried to make it look distinct as much as possible. And in this case, we're talking about its back panel that is inspired by a comet. No? Hindi ko lang makikita niyo mabuti. Yan, no? Inspired by a comet. You would remember that the previous one, which is the Realme 6 Pro, which we unboxed, that was actually inspired by lightning. Ito naman, comet. Naiba lang yung Realme 6i kasi yun pagkain. No? Yung kanyang inspiration ng design. It's very shiny. And it kind of bends the reflection of light, which creates a good blend of white and cream. And sometimes may hint siya ng green at saka yellow. Sa mga nagtatanong kung ito ba ay merong IP68 rating, the answer there is wala. What Realme did is they designed the device's port, and it's a loudspeaker with seal and anti-dust mesh to effectively prevent yung dust and water drop penetration. So I guess that's about it, guys. Yun ang ating 3 major focus for this first impressions. I highly encourage you guys to check out the article version of this video. It's right about here. And if you want to know more about Realme 6, I highly encourage you to check out our website at gadgetpilipinas.net. Link is in the description down below. And you may have missed this, but yeah, we're giving away a Realme C3 for the month of May. Details on how you can win is in the description down below, but I would love it if you could subscribe and ring that notification bell for more videos like this. Again, this has been Gian of gadgetpilipinas.net. Sana po nakatulong kami sa inyong pagtitingin ng bagong telepono at kung ito ba ay okay o hindi sa aming paningin. So, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon on the next video. Bye!